Hello and welcome to the garden outside the dragon shed. I'm out here because we've now got lights and it doesn't seem to be coming out too badly on screen, so pretty good on that score. It's actually brighter in here than it is in the shed at present, so anyway, summer has been fairly interesting and fairly busy. I've been able to finish a good dozen projects over the last couple of months, so lots of nice things lined up, and I do not intend to be sitting in the shed in November this year. So that kind of did for my back last year, so I'm avoiding that as much as possible. So yeah, at least in the UK, or at least in Essex and London, the kids go back to school on Wednesday, so it's going to be fun for everybody. And I'll let you know now that I obviously didn't get into teacher training this year. If you want more details on that, I'll give you more details on another video, but it basically came down to they don't think I've got enough classroom facing kind of experience. Everything else is fine, just that. So for this year I'm going to spend a lot more time volunteering at school so I can get that class facing experience. Doesn't seem like teaching adults really counts, but oh well, never mind. So yeah, we've got some changes out the front here. We've planted some lavender at the front. Only did that a couple of weeks ago, so it's probably a little late in the season, but something like lavender's gonna survive anything, so that'll be fine. I've repaired and fixed up Portland. Right, so that is Portland repaired. Now he's been the kind of doorstop for the conservatory for the last 10 years, and that's why he ended up having an ear off, really, because the door was constantly banging on that one ear. So he's had a couple of coats of masonry paint, a little bit of a touch up. I've gone for more natural eyes because I've done some brown and some black. Got a purple column instead of a red one, and I'm debating whether or not to put some daffodils or something on here, or daisies maybe, but for the minute he's going to go outside and take up his position as the doorstop for the shed, and that's kind of more of a test than anything else, because I'm not sure how the acrylic that I blended in with the masonry paint is going to stand up to weather, so this will be a first test. I've got plenty more masonry paint to touch up if I need to. So it's time for Portland to go outside. I'll pick him up. Oy. So, here you go, buddy. Quite a place outside the shed. We've had for years, really, since we moved in, more or less. Yeah, he's going to be my doorstop when I need it, really. So at the minute he's there. In early part of next year, I'm going to be planting some herbs and that kind of thing. Probably not here because the sun comes from this direction anyway. So we're almost always in shade here. So I'm not entirely sure that anything particularly tender like herbs are going to survive sitting just there, but they'll survive at the other end of the garden, which gets full sun anyway. So yeah, got lavender here, which is anti-spiders, though I'm not quite sure that works, but oh never mind. And at some point, probably next year, I'll be planting a whole load of mint as well, because that's supposed to be anti-mozzie. So combination of things that will come in handy later on, because I intend to make some more lavender based items as well, and mint based. But so yeah, summer has been interesting. We've had some really nice warm weather and some really not so nice wet weather, so it's a good balance. In terms of the shed itself, there is no sign of any damp at all, even after the fairly heavy rain we've had recently. So I think we've solved the damp problem and everything's going to be fine from now on, so that's all good. So for this month I've got, I'm sticking to the normal series of videos that I would normally do on Wednesdays. So we're going to carry on from the Scroll Saga, which will be on Wednesday the 5th, I think. Is a marble maze, which actually turned out to be a fail in the end, but it's a work in progress, and I've got other marble mazes in progress at the minute anyway. Dragon food this month is going to be a one-person steak. It's an educated steak which is marinated in a certain fizzy pop with a stir fry that was a bit low on vegetables, but never mind. The 3-minute skill for this month is a display frame, which is not a skill as such, but it's a useful thing to have in your arsenal if you're doing craft fairs, or even if you want to find some way of putting your own badges and things up on a frame in your bedroom or whatever. And then the project for the month is a pencil topped, or a set of pencil topped boxes, which were a great project, but they really were more difficult than I needed to be because I was being a bit cheap on the resin, really. So yeah, it's a fairly old one. I actually filmed that back in March time, so that's one of the last of that lump of videos. So that's the plans for September. I've got pretty much everything up until March sorted out for this year, at least planned out. As I said, most of my scroll sewing projects are pretty much done. I've got 4 or 5 more things to do. And I'm thinking about doing a giveaway as well at the end of the year, or maybe New Year. I haven't decided yet. So yeah, I've been busy. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves for the summer and are ready to go back to school. I shall hopefully be going to school at some point. So yeah, see you on Wednesday.